Welcome to the PR Maven Podcast, a podcast all about growing your network and building your brand through traditional and digital networking techniques. I'm Nancy Marshall, the PR Maven and CEO of Marshall Communications. I've been strengthening brands through PR for over 35 years, and now I'm celebrating the success of executives, influencers, business owners, and entrepreneurs from all around the world, all of whom have cultivated their brands and broadened their networks through traditional and digital networking methods. Each week, I interview one of these interesting and influential individuals and provide an opportunity for you, the PR Maven Nation, to gain insights from their strategies and stories. So stay tuned for this week's episode, and thanks for listening. Welcome, PR Maven Nation, to this week's episode, one of our mini episodes, a quick and informative look at public speaking. The podcast is presented by Marshall Communications, creator of the 65-step Marshall Plan process. For more information, visit marshallpr.com. And on the website under PR Maven, you will also find information about my two books, PR Works and Grow Your Audience, Grow Your Brand. This week, I will be sharing my Forbes Agency Council article entitled, "Don't Underestimate the Power of Public Speaking, even if it's scary at first." So let's dive right in. Let's face it, public speaking is hard. It can be scary too. There's an old saying that people fear public speaking even over death, and there is some truth to it. Millions of Americans are terrified of speaking in public. It's understandable. Many people think that going on stage lays them bare. It can feel like the audience sees the inside of your brain or your soul. But over time, repetition mitigates that dread or fear. Practice may not make perfect, since public speaking is still difficult, but it can at least make you more comfortable on stage. It's like anything else. You won't become a faster runner if you never run. Self-improvement stems from self-awareness. For example, I have always been a social, outgoing person who values personal and professional connections, and I've never had a crippling fear of public speaking. But I knew my public speaking was not perfect. My delivery could be sharper, my stories could be more interesting, my jokes could be funnier, and so on. With that in mind, I decided to take a public speaking course. After months of training, I eventually graduated from the program, officially attaining the status of a professionally trained public speaker through Heroic Public Speaking, which is located in Lambertville, New Jersey. The experience changed my life, and I honestly couldn't recommend it more. For anyone interested in public speaking, it isn't just enough to wing it. There is a process to public speaking, so you can be 100% confident in the final outcome. Here are 3 concrete steps I've come to learn to impress and inspire an audience with substance and style. First, as with all marketing and public relations, it's important to think of your intended audience when you write the script for your speech. What are their pain points, and how can you help them find a resolution? What will your pacing be when you deliver the speech? Second, you want to make sure to insert beats so the audience members can absorb what you are saying. This is a beat. It's when you pause so people can hear what you are saying. Don't think that you need to just keep talking and talk fast to get it over with. You want to have beats so people can absorb what you're saying. And third, when you deliver your speech, make sure to have eye contact with the audience members. Don't ping pong back and forth across their foreheads, which means like looking back and forth, and not really making eye contact. But choose one audience member at a time and really look into their eyes while you are speaking. By really connecting with your message and really connecting with one audience member at a time, you will create an experience that resonates. Public speaking takes charisma to reach that level, but you don't need to be an A-list actor to ace a speech. Of course, the speech is a performance, and should be treated as such, complete with voice inflections and movements on stage. But you'll be amazed how far you can go through rehearsal, rehearsal, and more rehearsal. Once the words become second nature to you, the way they flow out of your mouth and into people's ears becomes seamless. You just can't go into public speaking with expectations that are unrealistic. Don't expect to hit a home run with your first at bat. There's no point in making the burden on your shoulders even heavier. Tackle public speaking by hitting singles. Again, stick to the process from creating useful content to memorizing it, at least partially. Prepare to your utmost ability by making the words instinctive and let the chips fall where they may. Whenever I struggle with public speaking, I also like to remind myself of its value add. Never lose sight of why you're speaking publicly in the first place. Consider the many benefits that may come from going on stage. In my line of work, for instance, public speaking can be an essential part of a public relations program. It is often a newsworthy event that can get you or a client featured in the mainstream media. It could even blow up on social media, making it all the more important for public speakers to share their content before, during, and after events. Photos and videos of effective speeches can generate millions of views and clicks. Just look at the famous commencement speeches or political addresses of the past. Maybe you'll be asked to appear at a major conference. Perhaps you'll be able to increase your speaker's fee or attract new customers. Whatever the case may be, it's important to recognize the power of public speaking and then take steps to improve upon it. Even if you're just an employee at a company, the ability to speak publicly in an effective way is highly desirable. It increases your earning potential since employers can always use more public speakers to influence others. Don't be afraid. If you're trying to become a better public speaker, take comfort in the fact that countless people before you have improved over time. I'm one of them, and there's nothing to fear but fear itself. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to get a free PR Maven Things to Do pad by visiting prmavens.com/giveaway. Fill out the form to submit your mailing address so we can send you a to-do pad in the mail. Now here are Lori Doobie and Tyler Gaudette to share how my book, Grow Your Audience, Grow Your Brand, has helped Sprague and Curtis Real Estate. Have a great day, PR Maven Nation.
Sprague & Curtis is a locally owned real estate company. We're primarily focused in central Maine. I got excited about Nancy's book because she's so well known in the area for her marketing and branding techniques, and we're always looking to expand and learn and grow, and so a lot of us here at the office decided that we wanted to read her book and learn some new techniques.
It benefits Sprague & Curtis to have a large brand and audience because there can often be multiple years between transactions with clients, so it's important to network with them and stay in touch with them in those in-between periods. And this book really helped us learn some techniques and methods to continue to do that. We organized a small book group with Nancy's book with brokers in our office this winter to share information and remind ourselves how important it is to always be working on our network and continually reaching out to our customers.
Platforms like social media are important in expanding your business, but equally as important are handwritten notes, cards, letters. She inspired me to send her a note of appreciation, just thanking her for the book and her insight. In reading Nancy's book, I was excited to look to continue to grow our brand and our audience. I think she does a great job of motivating us.
Nancy's book really helped me learn a few things in marketing and branding and how important it is to stay on top of reaching out to clients periodically, staying top of mind, providing useful information, and really telling our story as a company.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the PR Maven podcast.
I invite you to share a review of the podcast on iTunes or your favorite podcast player. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast so you never miss an episode. You can also join the PR Maven Nation on Facebook. It's free to join, and it's a great community of like-minded individuals who are all looking to learn and grow from one another. If you use an Alexa device, use your Alexa app to search the Skills and Games section to find and enable the PR Maven Podcast Flash Briefing. This will give you access to exclusive content and more PR and marketing advice. Thanks again for listening, and have a great rest of your week, PR Maven Nation.